So, is ATS killing your chances of getting a job? Today, we will discuss about a very important article and that concerns all of us. Are employers losing out on valuable talent because of their ATS? So, ATS, if you don't know, I will just tell you that it is called Applicant Tracking System. So, ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System, which is a software program that helps businesses automate part of their hiring process. ATS collects, sorts, scans, and ranks job applications received for open positions. So, what it does is it takes your resume and it basically filters according to keywords and various other methods. And it basically shortens the number of the applicants. So, let's say there is an open position and there will be definitely thousands of applications and definitely the HR or the recruiter cannot go through all of them, so they take the help of ATS. And what it does is it shortens it down to 100, and then he manually checks and then schedules interviews. Now the issue is that what happens is many of the times there are applicants who are good at making ATS friendly resume, and other applicants who may be genuinely good applicants, and they are not able to compete on the ATS, and they are losing out on these opportunities. Like I being one of them. Okay, so let's see what they're saying. So employers are inadvertently automatically screening out really great candidates, says expert. I mean, yeah, even before the experts were saying, even I was feeling like that. Now we have one article. Okay, so this article is by Lauren Johnson, and this is from 17th October 2023, not that long ago, like 6 months ago. A strong majority, 88% of employers believe that they are losing out on highly qualified candidates who are screened out of hiring process by applicant tracking system because of their resume aren't ATS friendly. New data from select reviews shows. So as I was saying that many of the applicants, they may be very good at their skills and they're really good for the job, you can say, but maybe they didn't take too much too much headache for their resume and all of these things. Now I mean you have also to prioritize, like you want to work on your skills or you want to give some time for ATS friendly resume. Like this is also a skill on its own. Like these days I'm trying to find out like what they are doing and not doing and how to create good resumes, and this is also a different kind of skill. So the real question is what kind of candidates do employers want? They want candidates who can make good resumes or who are really good in their skills, and more importantly, how to filter them other than ATS. We still don't know. Okay, let's read ahead. These systems are only as smart as they are programmed to be, according to Joseph Allen, professor of industrial and organizational psychology at the University of Utah. So, when a resume doesn't match one of the program formats of when valuable skills are not captured in a traditional resume, these high quality applicants may be overlooked by the system. So, yeah, whatever we have discussed, they are only saying that only. I mean, yeah, it's common sense also. But since we have some, what should I say, some acknowledgement from the experts, now I believe it is now a real issue. The implication here is that employers are inadvertently automatically screening out great candidates, and top talent individuals are going to end up at your competitor who, for whatever reason, is using low tech intern to identify these candidates. Allen said the cost of missing out on top candidates. Yeah, this is an important point because as of now, we were discussing about the problems that maybe you are missing out on a job that you may be really qualified for because of your poor resume. I mean, poor formatted resume, not even poor resume. Your resume is actually great, and then this is a real issue that the employers are also losing out because they also want good candidates and good candidates want like good employers. Now if there is a mismatching because of their resume, now definitely there is some loss the employers are also bearing. So this is when employers need to decide how big of a loss it will be if they don't hire top candidate for a role. For an entry level position, missing out on a top candidate where there are many qualified applicants may not be a big deal. Yeah, that is actually correct because at the entry level position, maybe in most of the cases, the employees don't know much. Like they are maybe fresh college graduates, and most of the things they have to learn on the job. Like this is on the job training. And this may not be a big deal, that's correct. But what happens for experienced people? However, the issue starts to emerge when an employer receives lots of applications for position that has important key characteristics that may or may not be captured in a traditional resume, he said. It's really a cost benefit analysis HR managers and HR professionals need to think about. How do I calibrate my system to improve my decision making so that I avoid making mistakes that are not necessarily mistakes, but avoid missing out on great people, while at the same time getting more of the cost benefit of not having to sit there and look at 500 applications. So yeah, so I believe even they are wondering, like they are also not sure what is really the loss here. There is definitely some loss because We are here seeing a competition of two completely different skills. One kind of skill is making ATS-friendly resume, and other is a real skill for doing the job. So there is definitely some issue, but what is the issue is still not clear, as it looks like. How can HR maximize the use of their ATS? To maximize the use of these automated systems, HR professionals need to interrogate these systems before implementing them, and they need to be monitored in case of problems to arise, said Carrie Miller, lead researcher at the Center for Inclusive Change. People are imperfect, and we are never going to catch everything. So, best practice in possible AI of for any system is to always have what is called an adverse incident management approach or protocols when something goes wrong. She said you have to have a process where someone can report it, so you can update or deal with it. Alongside ensuring these systems are properly programmed, should also like go through the filtered applications to check the system has done as much job as possible and check for common mistakes, said Shubodha Kumar, professor of statistics operations and data science at Temple University. Like they're saying that HRs need to be more careful and they need to monitor the system and they need to interrogate the system. All of these things are fine, but the main question is how. It is not very clear. Like there will be thousands of applications. So what can the HR possibly do? They are also helpless. They want good candidates, but they have to take help of the ATS. And the ATS is not something the HRs are creating. It is creating by different companies and different programmers, and whatever is possible is being done there. Like I have heard that sometimes what happens, the ATS automatically rejects 2 3 page resumes and resumes that are not in maybe in image format or some other format, this or that format. Like everything is a rumor, but we have heard that sometimes the screening is not very proper, and how to make proper screening, that's also not very clear. Now I have a suggestion that I will share at the end of the video. Now let's read ahead. It is also key to understand what kinds of jobs these systems are working best for, as the system may work better depending on what skills are needed. With many of these kind of systems on average, they will certainly do a better job. They will reduce time, they will improve efficiency, no question about that. He said, but many times this AI misses common sense and intuition part, which leads them sometimes to make mistakes that humans would not do. Okay, I think that's all about this article. So now let me share my personal opinion how this issue can be resolved. Like I don't think it can be permanently resolved, but at least a good part of the issue can be resolved. Now, I believe one very particular issue that many of the candidates feel is basically what should be the format of the resume. Now, I believe that there should be a standardized approach, like from some international body or organization, and they can refer that, we will accept, not accept, like we recommend creating resumes in the below specific formats. Like right now, we can go to several ATS friendly resume creation websites or apps, and they will give some formats, but what we want is some kind of recognition that this kind of resumes will be will be acknowledged by the ATS. Because at the end of the day, if some candidate has a wrong format of resume, although they may be very good candidate, but they will be rejected because of this stupid ATS system. So I believe that could be one of the ways. And what I'm basically trying to say is there should be a protocol or a framework to create a good resume, and that should be open to all. This should not be some secret that only one ATS software knows, because all of us are having lots of issues with this, particularly me. Like my resume hardly gets filtered, and then I found out that I'm making terrible resumes that the ATS will throw out at the first minute, although I'm such a good candidate. So, anyway, jokes apart, and we will be discussing more about this because I believe this is a really serious issue, especially with the crunching job market. Like right now, it's not like 2021 or 2022 where there were lots of jobs. So right now, it's a serious issue, I believe, and both the employers and employees, I believe, should take care of this. It's I believe it's better to find a concrete and positive solution rather than doing a blame game that it's because of these people or that people, they are not serious about hiring or whatever. So let's try to discuss and find out a solution rather than worrying. Let's try to do something about it. Yeah, so that's it for this folks, and we will be back with some coding tutorial or another interesting article in the next video. And also, last thing to mention is that I have opened a Discord server. So if you want to talk with me regarding tech or any other thing, coding, programming tutorials or whatever, so make sure to join, and I will see you next time.